I mean, here's a bug. He's had the ability to do it in practice pretty good, and I think that the biggest thing, you just got to settle down. It's easy, you just do it, and so he did.
Thank you for not hitting me with the bug. I appreciate that.
What's
I
that?
said thanks for not hitting me with the bug.
I didn't know he'd go that far. I didn't really think he'd go that far.
Steve?
Coach, able to kind of play the string out a little bit today, and then how important was that on a short week to be able to get some of the starters out there, maybe even mix up the first and second team in the first half?
Hard to say, it's hard to say. It's good to get some of those young guys in. We got to work on communication with those guys. And, we did some good things, some kind of explosive things, but we got to get better at communicating. And but any experience we can get them, I think is beneficial.
Steph?
Will today for passing yards and passing touchdowns broke the Mississippi State single season record in both those categories. What has that been about him this year that's kind of, let him take that next step and break those records?
Well, I think the biggest thing, he works incredibly hard. I think he's become more consistent. But where that where the line is between himself and the improvement of the linemen, the backs, and the receivers is hard to define. I think that when he's more used to his personnel, the other thing I think that he, they become more consistent, and so it allows you to execute better.
John?
Would you say you're surprised with the jump that Will's been able to make this year and even I guess like the last 5 or 6 games or however long it's been?
I can't say that. I'm pleased. I'm not really surprised. But of course, we're out there every day in practice, watching the film and seeing these other guys improve. And we're a very young team, and so then the more reps we get, they improve quicker when they're younger. So, but I think he's done a really good job of staying focused, and our guys have done a pretty good job of staying focused and on task.
Malik Heath seems to be playing his most consistent football, which is something you guys have been trying to get out of him for a while. Do you think that he's finally hitting his stride now?
Hope so. He's put together 2 really good weeks in a row. The other thing is he's practiced really hard for 2 weeks, not some of the up and down stuff. He's practiced hard for the last 2 weeks. And I hope he can. I think part of it is getting a rhythm and realize how good he can be, and and I think he's kind of getting there.
Steve?
Coach, Will's not with you on the sidelines very often, but what's he like as kind of the second quarterback watching Chance out there? What does he do to maybe help those guys when he's not in the huddle?
Well, he unselfishly wanted to keep playing, if that makes sense. Didn't like coming off the field, but was happy to see Chance come on the field, and they're pretty tight. So he was kind of confused which of the 2 he wanted to happen. And he's just a good teammate, cheering everybody on, and almost kind of living with each play like he's coaching it a little bit. But really good as far as cheering those guys on.